First, I want to thank everyone for watching this review. It's on another unboxing on Nike Zoom Rival S8 print track shoes. There are a lot of views on my other running shoes, the Nike Air Max 2016 video. If you guys have a chance, I hope you guys take the opportunity to watch that video. I hope it promotes healthier, active lifestyle for you guys to get fit for the summer, or if you are a casual runner or active runner or competitive runner, or even if you're just thinking of getting started. So these are the newer Penn relay versions, and they do come in a packs of 3, meaning they were released on the same day, 3 different versions, and it was released on April 27th, 2016, and they're unisex running shoes. Again, these are made for the track. Like, basically people wear these on the sand track or turf. These are competitive versions, not like the ones that you wear in the city, like the 2016 Air Max running shoes. So once we open up, again, this came from Nike, and I just want to touch base that these were released on April 27th, 2016, and these are for competitive, even though the performance, like the 2016 Air Maxes, these are for competitive running events. Basically, if you look back in the history, wow, they even give you the track and field bag. This is there's a significance for me because I did run track and field back in high school. I was more like a mid-distance to a long distance. I did cross-country as well. I did compete in 800 meters, 400 meters, and 1 mile, up to 3 miles in the cross-country as well. So this bag's pretty nifty. I didn't expect them to give me a bag like this where you could put your shoes in, tie it up, and whatnot. So we'll take a look at that later. Definitely a big plus for this kind of track shoe. And this isn't light too because there's the Rio Brazil, which is where it's hosting the Olympics in Rio, in August 5th, 2016. So people wear shoes like this, like Usain Bolt, who has a world record in the 100 meters at 9.58 seconds, and he wears Pumas, but then we're doing the review on these Nike Penn relays or Zoom Rival S8 prints, and he did his 100 meters in 9.58 seconds. I mean, I don't think any of unless you break 10 seconds, you are actually competitive enough to be in the Olympics and to compete for your country. But then other than that, you just hope to get back into running a little bit more, hit the track a little bit more, run on the turf, get a feeling of what I had back in high school. The other one was 400 meters, was also a world record holder by Michael Johnson, 43.18 seconds by USA. And the mile world record holder is 3.43 by this guy Hakem El Guerrero in Morocco. And I guess the most fun thing you can do if you were to run track, especially as a team, is if you have a relay. And a relay, seems like the most popular one is the 4x100 meter relay, where you hand off the baton, where there's 4 guys running every 100 meter, and it's also a world record by Jamaica, and they're the large favorite, winning by 36.84 seconds. Yeah, it's always nice to be like an Olympic athlete or a professional athlete, but there's just always a dream rather than now I'm just a medical professional. So these Nike Zoom Rival S8 prints, these are in the color of total crimson. So there's red right here is crimson. And then there's ghost green. These are the ghost green. Looks a little bit, nylon-ish, I would say. And then this last part would be the white and the metallic gold. I want to show off the metallic gold. And once I look at this shoe, like the first glance that it's actually very light. I mean, on the box when it's shipped to me, it says it says 2 pounds right there, but then this is for dynamics and performance and competitive edge. They try to make these as light as possible. So this is mesh made, but then it is less than 2 pounds. I can guarantee you that. Like, probably could balance this on like 1 finger or 2 fingers, like effortlessly. So I do like the design. That's why I ordered this one, and just to get me back into the groove of running and getting more cardio, conditioning, and fit. So when we look into this, the drawbacks of this shoe is that you cannot run on cement, or not in the city, or running in the parks, or probably not even grass, because you do have spikes, and these are why there's these little holes. And I hope they did give me spikes. That would be a big disaster, which I don't see any. They're probably inside the shoe. I'll double check that right now. So, yeah, they're right here. They do come with a pack of the screw driver plus these little spikes. I'll take a look at the spikes. Zoom in. These little spikes. I'll take one out. They're pretty standard. I think maybe if you get really competitive, you can get like metal spikes that you can screw in there, and they do get dull and run like used up in the long run, so they get dull and flattened on the head. They get flattened. So these are supposed to drive into the turf if you're like if you're at a really nice track, and each circle around the track is 400 meters. So they do wear out in the long run, especially if you're putting a lot of force on these, especially since if these are sprinting shoes. The long distance ones look a little bit different, but then these sprinting shoes are meant to, you're driving a lot of power on your toes, and the flexibility should be a lot greater. I will take off the stuffings in these shoes just to show that. So there's supposed to be a glove-like fit, and that's expected because when you're running, which I will wear these later, you'll see momentarily. When I wear these, you do want to expect that it fits your foot, like as if it is you're running on your foot, but with the ultimate support of spikes, like as if these spikes grew on the bottom of your feet. So they would dig into the turf, and it would like just pull you forward. There is no drag. There is no sliding back. Basically, you want to just pull forward. And with this glove-like fit, it's supposed to support and feel like the bottom of your feet doesn't lose any traction. And then there's a spacer with a mesh upper. This must be the mesh upper where the white starts. And this is actually a lot more flexible. As you can see, it's almost see-through right here. Looks much more clear in person than on camera. I could see my finger pigmentation through it, but not really on camera. But then over here, down where the red is, you can't really see through it. But they're saying that this part of the mesh is supposed to give you more breathability, and I think you can see my finger running through there. And because it's more light there, it's supposed to give you more lightweight comfort. So this also comes with the Eva Locks sock liner. Must be something you can feel inside, like it lines up with your sock. And it's supposed to give you complements. I would think it complements the glove-like fit of your feet. And it's supposed to support the lower part that drives the power. Now, when you're sprinting, it's pretty obvious. You're running on your toes. This part of the shoe, I would say, like this part, not even like any more after that. And then you're just driving every point of the spike into the ground. And I think the biggest difference between this and maybe Usain Bolt's shoes is like he wears Pumas, especially the ones that he won when he did the world record. He did his world record in 9.58 seconds. So he was wearing Pumas, but he had 8 spikes, and this one only has 7. I mean, the significance, I'm not sure. I mean, he's a professional athlete and he does this for a living. But if you want to try these out, I would definitely recommend it. I do think that this is well made. They do come with this P-backs plate, and again, you could just put on these spikes. I would just put on one for now, because I probably plan to wear these just to like see how they feel, let you guys know my first impressions. And I'll put one in the top, so you can just screw it on. And then you want to tighten up, then you would use the screwdriver. You would put it into the contour. And then you would tighten up until it doesn't move. You don't want to break the spike. They are just plastic, so just tighten up until you feel like it won't go anymore, and let go, and there we go. Now we have at least one spike. I will do the others, but for the sake of time, I would just put on this one, and it's pretty pointy, and it will go into the turf and dig into the sand if you have a sand track. But we will unloosen this one now, see how easy it comes off. So one twist, and I could feel that it just came off because it was pretty tight. And you could just use your fingers and unroll it or unloosen it, and it comes off pretty easy. Okay, so now we're gonna go into the design of the spikes. So these are just regular spikes. Alright, like I said, I think there are metal ones that maybe you can purchase somewhere else, but there is a pyramid-like. So they're saying that how they designed it was like a triangular side for optimal traction. So then there's a good grip and durability. So these will dig in, and then you won't lose footing or slide back, or just to improve your times and everything. So these are let me see these spikes. I would think these are just like 5 millimeters. No, they're long, like 8 millimeters length. So they're not really long. They don't really hurt you, but still good, something good to have. And the thing about the Penn relays, the Penn relays is printed right here. It says Penn Fast. They're referencing the Penn relays that actually existed a long time ago, and these were events held back in 1895. It was the first, it's the oldest and largest track and field event in United States history. So they're just giving reference to that. And what I like is that there's this large golden swoosh. I mean, I'm the big fan of swooshes, but then as you can see, there's one right in the front, swooshes this way, and then the other one swooshes on the inside. So we look at these two together, look on the side, then around. So I will be breaking these in other videos at the track, seeing how they perform. Maybe just to play around with, seeing what my time would be on a 100-meter sprint. It's basically just running on your toes and going as fast as you can. And I hope you guys do like this review, and please stay tuned, because I'm gonna be wearing these just to see how they feel and comfort, and I'll commentate on that as well. And the tongue is actually very small and thin, but that's expected. You're talking about like ultra lightweight shoes, not built for really support, but for performance and dynamics. So again, these are very light. They're not really expensive. I would definitely check them out if you are a runner and you want to, or even if you want to start to run and you want a healthier lifestyle and you want to hit the track once in a while, not always run in the city or whatnot, experience what's it like, then yeah, definitely get them and see what they're like. And I thank you guys for watching this video. I do have a lot other fitness videos coming up. I hope you guys watch those as well. hope you guys share, like, and subscribe. So please stay tuned. Thank you. Okay, forgot to, before I put them, I try out the bag as well. Remember, the first thing we saw was this nice track and field bag by Nike. So I did own my first pair back in high school of like spike shoes made by Nike, and I was so happy with them. I do hope these will give me another set of memories that I will remember, especially when I used to compete in a lot of meets and competitions. So basically, we'll see if the shoes fit inside this nice bag, and you can even throw in the bag with the spikes. I mean, you might want to tighten them at the field or the track. It's up to you, or beforehand. So it does neatly fit everything, and you just want to tighten everything up, and there we go. Very nice, light, and just to carry around where you wear your regular shoes. Okay, so this is how they look like when they're on. You wear the low cut socks because the high ones probably look a little bit different, and you want to be lightweight and fast. That's the goal of the game here, just trying to be as fast as possible. And I can tell you when I'm standing on here, that the tip of my shoe is actually not touching the floor. So let's take a look. That's how much room I have. It's like about an inch, and this is before the spikes. So I didn't put any spikes on the hardwood right now. And the thing is, they have this gap because once you run, you want to push forward and dig those spikes into the ground, which is the turf, most likely. If you're on a competitive track, then you push down and then pull forward. You're not going to lose any room. You're basically running on your toes, especially these are sprint shoes. You are putting a lot of power right here in the front section where the 7 spikes are, where they described it as a pyramid. And then same thing over here. Just do a big roundabout. If you guys are other fellow competitive runners, want to leave a comment or your personal records on how fast you ran on what kind of event, that would be very interesting. Very nice to talk about running times and what's your personal records and whatnot, and what works for you and what doesn't work for you, what kind of shoes work for you, what doesn't. That's the biggest thing about these is like I don't like the lime color, but then like not too bad. So overall, they're very comfortable. I do think they're really snuggly. Like my toes are to the point. Like usually when I wear my size, which is like 10.5, I have a little wiggle room, but I have no wiggle room whatsoever. But that's what you want with performance track shoes. So again, I will be trying these out at the track and maybe trying out some videos there for you guys to watch. Thank you for tuning in. Please share, subscribe, and like, and comment if you guys like. Thank you so much for watching the video.